5. Rosa Parks is well known for her 1955 refusal to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus, which resulted in a 381-day boycott and a declaration by the Supreme Court that Montgomery's segregated seating was unconstitutional. However, this event provides a view of her role as a champion of civil rights. Incorrect? What might we put in here? She is today known as the mother of the civil rights movement, so it's not incorrect, due to her many contributions to the cause throughout the 60s. So this shows an example of one thing she's very well known for, but it tells us there are many contributions. So I want something provides an insufficient view or incomplete view of her role. There are obviously many more things to say about her, is what's going on. So incomplete, let's find the answer. Expansive, no, that means larger. That's not going to be right in the context. Incomplete, that would be right. Incomplete view of her role as a champion of civil rights. Why? Because she's done more than that one thing she's so famous for. Inaccurate, yeah, I thought that for some reason at first. That's clearly not the case, because the next sentence confirms that she is a champion of civil rights. Abridged is like an abridged dictionary. It's a shortened dictionary. Kind of gets the sense of incomplete, but not the right context here. Incomplete is the answer. Okay, 6, word in context again. Whether the reign of certain monarchs, such as Hugh Capet or Henry I, was historically consequential or relatively uneventful, its trajectory was shaped by questions of legitimacy, and therefore cannot be understood without a corollary understanding of the factors that allowed the monarch to his right to hold the throne. So what's the idea here? These monarchs... they're saying whether it's eventful or not. I don't think that really matters here. It was shaped by, they had questions of legitimacy. So these monarchs, it's not clear that they deserved to be there, is what it's saying. Therefore, we should understand the factors the monarch allows the monarch to his right. So hold his right to hold the throne. This one's a little tricky. If I'm going to rate this, I'm going to rate this kind of a 1 or a 2. This is a little harder than the other ones. Well, what would a monarch blank his right to hold the throne? We would support his right, allow the monarch to support his right to hold the throne. I think that's probably it. So the questions of legitimacy, so he has a right to put down those questions by supporting his right to hold the throne. That's going to be my guess. I'm not as confident as I was in the other answers. Abdicate. No, abdicate, I mean, one would abdicate a throne, but that means step down, to give up. If you're trying to outdo or undo questions of legitimacy, you wouldn't abdicate your throne, you wouldn't give it up. I think that's the opposite answer. Annotate is like to take notes, to shorten. That's not right either. Rampart, well, ramparts are, in construction, they support things. So in this case, it's a verb, but I guess it can be a verb too. The monarch to rampart his right to support. That's probably the right idea here. To rampart his right to hold the throne. Reciprocate is to kind of give back, to do the same. That's, I don't think, what's going on here. Rampart. That's my... Okay, number 7. Which choice best describes the function of the underlined sentence in the text as a whole? Okay, so we have an underlined sentence. We want to see the function. On these, we always have to get the context, which means reading before and after the underlined portion and taking note of any transition word clues to see how this sentence, the underlined portion, fits into the overall text. So Antarctica is among the coldest, most barren places on Earth. Biologist Rosalind Fleury and colleagues search for life or its remains in this harsh place because the extreme landscape reflects the potential environment on other planets, certain other planets. Okay, so she's really studying potential environments in space, really. The algae and bacteria found in Antarctica's coldest regions may offer clues about the ability for other planets to support life. By studying how these and other microorganisms survive such extreme conditions on Earth, Florey hopes to determine whether similar extraterrestrial life might exist in severe conditions elsewhere. Okay, she's trying to go to a severe, almost alien type environment that would be very severe to see if life can survive. So what's the answer that matches that? To contrast the conditions in Antarctica with those on other planets. Contrast, that means to show how they're different. Not really different. She went to Antarctica because it's probably the same. It's harsh, and on other planet conditions might be harsh. So it's the right things. I don't think it's contrasting, though. Let's check B. To indicate why biologists choose to conduct research in Antarctica. Yeah, that's really telling us why. She's doing it to sort of match the environment that might appear on other planets. That's the function of the sentence. B is going to be our answer. Let's just check C and D. To explain why many life forms cannot survive. No, it's not about explaining why conditions are harsh there. To describe certain limitations to conducting science. No, it's not talking about limitations. I mean, there are limitations. It's not the purpose of this sentence. It's to indicate why the biologists, this sentence is to indicate why the biologists are there studying, and that's to replicate the conditions on potentially another planet. That's going to be your answer, B.